Okay, hi folks. This is a Year 7 tutorial on how to work with the things we've learnt about major and minor chords in Logic Pro creating a little piece. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've fired up Logic Pro and I've got my initial start screen. So I'm going to give myself 3 tracks in this little box here by putting 3 and then clicking Create. I'm going to open these out a little bit bigger so we can see what we're doing. And you can see I've got 3 electric 3 tracks. So I'm going to select the first track up here and I'm going to change it, just for the sake of changing it, to Deluxe Classic keyboard. And then this one I'm going to keep on the same instrument. You'll see why a little bit later. And then this one I'm going to go for a bass track. So over here in the bass section up the top here, I'm going to choose Stinger Bass, and it's going to load the sound into there. Then I'm going to go to one of the top menus and I'm going to get track, and I'm going to add a new drummer track, the 4th option down, and that will give me 8 bars of drumming. I'm going to move him to bar 3 so that this starts here. So when I click record, which I'm going to do by pressing R on my keyboard, or I could do it up here, it will the click will start then from here, and I can start playing in time with this. I'm also going to make this double the length, so by copying this thing to this point here, and I do that by holding down Alt, holding it down. I'm still holding it down. Then I'm going to click on here, drag and drop it into the right place, and then I'm going to let go Alt. So I've ended up with 16 bars. Now I'm going to record my first bit of music at bar 3, so I need to put my cursor at bar 3, and I'm going to open this keyboard thing so you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to move this along a bit because I'm going to be playing notes here and also down here. Okay, so here we go. That's quite loud. I'm going to turn them down a bit maybe. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play a chord of D minor. So here's my D minor chord, and you'll remember from our lessons that the minor chords have 2 notes missing between the bottom 2 notes, these 2 missing, and then 3 notes missing between the top notes, making a minor chord. And if I wanted to make a bass note for that one, I'd choose the bottom note of the chord and play it either here or more successfully down there, or I could play them one and then the other. So that's how my bass part's going to work. I'll show you that later. For the moment, we're going to just play this chord in time from here to here. So 4 bars. So I'm going to click record. I'm going to make sure that this is enabled and that this one is not enabled, because I've got a drummer to keep me in time. This will give you a count in, and then you'll be able to start playing in time. So I'm going to click record, which is up the top here. You'll notice that I'm actually playing not just boring rhythm, I'm making it interesting rhythmically. And you can see here's my notes here. Now actually some of them aren't quite in time, like these are a little bit late and these are a bit late. I think there's some little bit of hassle between the way I'm recording this and how accurate it is. So I'm going to select all of these, and then I'm going to go to this lovely thing called quantize, okay, here, and I'm going to select the 8th note option, and then I'm going to press Q, and that'll move it all a little bit better in time. Now then I'm going to play, so I used a D minor chord here, this one. Now next I'm going to use let's go to a G chord. I'm going to play that lower down, so G, it's major chord because I'm missing out 3, and then between the top notes missing out 2, and that's the structure of a major chord. And I'm going to record this on this 2nd track here, which means it'll play a bit of this, and then I'm going to start recording here. So I'm going to, here we go, record, and then stop. Now again, it's not quite in time, so I could select all of these. The 8th note thing's already selected, and now just press this little Q here, or you can press Q on your keyboard as well once you've selected those, and that will make it more accurate. So I've got a chord of D here, a chord of G there. Now I'm going to go back onto the first track and record a C chord here. So I'm going to record this one. So here's my C chord. So it's a major chord because of 3 missing here, 2 missing here. And here we go. So press record. I could actually separate the notes out like I did in this particular section here, can you see? Or I could play the chords, the notes together. And again, I'm just going to scroll back and do the Q thing to make it a little bit more accurate. Now my last chord is going to involve a black note. So remember, I'm going to do it on this second track, and it's going to involve a black note. It's going to be an A major chord, so A. Then I need to miss out 1, 2, 3 and play this black note here. And then I need to miss out 2 and play that one here. So major chords have 3 missing, then 2. Minor chords have 2 missing, and then 3 between the top notes. So here, this is going to be a major chord, and I'm going to record this in the last 4 bars here. So here we go, record. And you can see that I did a whole load of stuff moving the chords around. This will work much better on your machines because your keyboard's not a little slightly delayed like it is on mine. So I'm going to get there, cue that, and then so far we're sounding like this: D minor, and then so on through the chords. Now next I need to add a bass part. Now this was a D minor chord, and I'm going to play this note right down the bottom here because it's a nice deep good sound. Then when I get to this point, it's a G chord. Right, so at this point it's a C, so I can play up or down. I'm going to go up, I think. And then here, A minor. So I'm just going to play the bottom note of the chord. When we get to here, which is the C chord, I'm actually going to play other notes of the chord, so you can see how that works as well. And always start with the bottom note of the chord. Don't start at the beginning with the top note of the chord. So here the A major chord again is going to be like this. So you might want to use just the bass note of the chord or the other 2 notes. So here we go. Of course this one starts with, this is a D minor chord, so I'm going to start with this D here. So here we go. And then a G chord. Then a C, okay, whoops, I stopped a little bit too early. Okay, so then I can also see all of these notes wherever they are. Let's go back, oh here we go. Okay, I can't really see them all, so I'm going to get this zoom thing so that I can actually find all my notes. I'll zoom it in a bit more. There we are. I might have to move this up a little bit. And I need to select all of these because I want to do that quantized to make my thing a little bit more accurate. Alright, to get rid of this, you can select this little pair of scissors up here, or you can enable it just by double clicking here. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, so now we should have something where the chords and the bass fit, and then this fits with this. So you'll notice how I'm playing different rhythms here to here. So this is a long bass note here while the piano plays. Here, the chord of C is separated out. You can see how I'm playing here. So, bottom note, middle note, top note, bottom note, middle note, top note, and then and you can also just thud away on just the bass note like this. Okay, so I'd like you to try and recreate what I've just done. Choose your own chords, do them for 4 bars each, and then if there's anything you don't understand or haven't remembered, you can always go back into the tutorial, just wind back and have a little second look at those sections. That's all there is. Have fun.